Arsenal must win the title or Arteta is sacked. They aren't the only club spending money to improve. The fast sports news it is. The idea that Mikel Arteta must either win the Premier League title this season or be sacked by Arsenal next summer is flawed for a number of reasons. Thurmbs. A lot of hype around Liverpool's transfer business, and I can absolutely understand why. Who doesn't like to see their club go big and go early in the transfer window? However, I'd say the big questions around their success next season are this. Firstly, they did nothing transfer-wise last year. The football was slightly different, but it was still Klopp's side. Very settled, everyone knew everyone else's game, plenty of experience of competing for titles, but not an old side whose legs have gone. This summer, at least half the back four, that's been together for a long time, is changing. That's significant. Possibly a change in goal too. Secondly, you don't pay that money for Wirtz unless he's central to the plan. Last season was about getting the best out of Salah. How will it look shifting the dynamic and focus of the team around another star man? Thirdly, Salah and Van Dijk. No one is going to argue they were the most important players last season, and they played every single minute until the title was won. At 33 and 34 respectively, can they do that again? Maybe, but the drop-off is coming soon. Finally, there's the Hotter tragedy. No one has a clue how that's going to impact the group. It might galvanize in a do-it-for-Diogo way. It might break them. None of us have a clue, no one in the club will. It's a massive variable that's impossible to predict. In conclusion, they could romp home again or they could just be battling for top four. Boldly predicting either outcome is a fool's errand with all the above in play. Lewis, Busby Way. Arsenal fan whines about bias. First, the minor niggle. F365 seemed to be consistently listing the Madueke transfer as 52M, where almost every other outlet I have checked lists it as 48.5 up to 52M with add-ons. That in itself is not a huge issue, but for pretty much every other transfer they list it is X plus Y in add-ons. Sometimes in the same article. It's almost like F365 are trying to emphasize Arsenal having overpaid because 40-some million looks more reasonable than 50 plus. Personally, I think Madueke is a 40M player who could easily be worth 60M plus in a few years. Given his youth and PL experience, 48.5M isn't a bad deal. MC, fair play, we are victims to the conspiracy on that one. Saw it reported somewhere as £52 million and used that. My second thought is on Partey. I'm pretty sure I am biased, so I'm not going to comment on the legality of the situation. I'm also an old fart in the US who avoids social media, so I had no idea it was him until the charges were brought. One thing that confused me and all commentators at the time was his new contract negotiations. Arsenal were supposedly offering the same wages and he turned the offer down. He is 32 and a contract with the same wages as he got as a 28-year-old would be snapped up by all but the stupidest of footballers. Add into that he also knows that his prospects of a new contract with a different team will diminish if he is charged with the crimes. My theory is that there was a clause in the new contract offer relating to any charges being brought against him, presumably allowing Arsenal to cancel the contract for cause. That might have been why he wouldn't sign. They must. He has to. And some stuff. For a while now I've been reading emails or editorials, Will Ford's was the latest, that imply that Arteta's days are numbered if he doesn't win X, Y, or Z. From all the vitriol aimed at Arteta, it seems he's the most hated coach because he thinks his side is better than PSG, who went on to win the CL. Or he is into the dark arts, meaning time wasting, not attacking, protecting their lead until the final whistle. At least, that's what I think is meant, and not him practicing voodoo and sacrificing chickens before every match.